Alright, hey everybody, Paramount here today, coming at you with a brand new video. CWL Championships begin tomorrow, August 15th, so I wanted to do my CWL pool play predictions and potentially give you guys an idea of what I think is going to happen at Champs. So we're going to get right into it with the Champs pools. So these were announced after Stage 2 playoffs, and we got Pool A through H. The top two teams from each pool will make it into winner's bracket at CWL Champs, which will begin Friday. Wednesday and Thursday are just pool games. So everybody's going to play everybody in their pool, and then the two teams with the best records at the end will move on into the winner's bracket. So with that being said, I'm going to give you my top two from each pool. We're just going to walk through it, and we're going to start off with Pool A. We got Team Caliber and Lightning Pandas making it out of that pool. It was tough for me to choose between Team Heretics and Lightning Pandas just due to the fact that they both haven't really been stellar. They've both kind of just been, like, they get in pools and then they just get shat on, basically. So I don't think they're going to be able to really do a whole lot of anything inside of the bracket, but I think Lightning Pandas will make it out. Team Caliber just won the last championship. They won Stage 2 playoffs in dominant fashion, so it's pretty hard to go against them. But again, they are iffy, so it's hard to tell what can happen. Anybody can beat anybody in the CWL championship. They're top 32 teams. Any team can beat any team, except Epsilon. Epsilon's kind of bad. We're gonna just take them out of it. I mean, they're not gonna make it. They're gonna be dead last in this pool. If they do anything relevant, then I'll be really surprised. All right, so that's Team Caliber and Lightning Pandas. We're gonna move on to Pool B now, which I have Rise Nation and Lethal Gaming making it out. So the reason I have Rise Nation and Lethal Gaming is due to the fact that Tainted Minds has been really inconsistent. They've never really done anything huge except at CWL Anaheim, but where they got top 8, which was mind-blowing. That shouldn't have happened. They just played really well. They played out of their minds. Brash, I haven't seen enough of them to really put much faith in them. They were one of the last chance qualifier teams, and I don't think they're going to do a whole lot. But this is a really easy pool for those last qualifier teams. So Rise is guaranteed they're going to get first in that pool. There's no way they don't get first. The only way the only reason I picked Lethal Gaming to get second in this pool is due to the fact that their S&D is going to be insane. They have a bunch of S&D stars that have been around for a very long time. So as people say, S&D wins championships, and I think Lethal's going to be able to pull that out, that second spot. They're going to win their S&Ds, and then they just got to win a respawn. With that being said, we're going to go on to Pool C. We got Red Reserve and Ghost Gaming. Again, it's just so hard to pick Mind Freak to do a whole lot. The Aussies have just not been performing this year. They're really inconsistent. Like, they have their moments where they can just be dominant, but they just can't capitalize. They'll get to the end and lose map 5. So we got Red Reserve, who has been one of the more consistent teams throughout the year. They're probably in the talks for favorites to win the tournament. It'd be hard to go against them. And then Ghost Gaming has been one of the more dominant AM teams this year. They've made it out consistently and made some noise inside of pools, so I think they're going to definitely get second in that pool. Moving on, we're going to go on to Pool D. We got E United and Splice. This was a tough one for me just due to the fact that EZG has been good this year. They've made it out of they made it into pool play a couple times in the tournaments this year, and they've been very good online. They haven't really done a whole lot once they get into pool play, and it's just it's hard to go against Splice. They've got a lot of veterans on their team, and I think they're going to show up at Champs time. I think Splice is going to surprise a little more than expected, just because we haven't seen them in a while since they didn't make Stage 2. But E United has looked like they're in their best form since picking up Clayster. I mean, it's actually been phenomenal to watch. Clayster shows up at champs time. Arcity is just incredible. The Fellow and Pristini sub duo has been filthy recently. They've figured out their pacing issues, and I think they're gonna really make some noise at champs. I think they're one of my picks to potentially win the tournament. Definitely top 3. A lot of people don't believe me, but I mean, E United has been incredible recently. Let's go on to Pool E. Pool E, this is the pool of death for me. This is the hardest pool to make it out of, in my opinion. I'm going to go with FaZe Clan and Complexity here, and this is no knock on the other 2 teams. The other 2 teams are incredible. They have some great talent, but Complexity and FaZe Clan have both been in the Pro League this year. I think they've got a lot of veterans that can really make some noise at champs time. E6 is I see E6 potentially upsetting and taking out Complexity, or even Complexity and Enigma 6 taking out FaZe. It's just one of those things where almost any team can make it out of this pool. It's just going to depend on who shows up on the day of the tournament. So I'm going with FaZe Clan and Complexity right now. I would not be surprised if this pool is completely jacked up by the end, though. I'm actually very excited to watch matches from that pool. All right, so we're going to move on to Pool F. We got Unilad and Team Envy. It's hard to go against them. Unilad has been arguably one of the best teams in Europe this year, which is surprising to me after Scraps left. So they've upset Optic a couple times. They've beat some big names in recent tournaments. And then Team Envy, I don't think we saw their full form yet this year. I think because they didn't make the make a whole lot of noise in Pro League, but I think they're gonna make some noise. I think they've got a very good chance of getting potentially like top 8, because not a lot of people are thinking about them. They're not really preparing to beat Team Envy. I think they can come out and really do a lot more than they're expected. All right, so we're going to move on to Pool G. This is another really tough pool to pick just because of those top 3 teams there, Echofox, Luminosity, and Team Vitality. I've kind of lost faith in Echofox. They've been really inconsistent this year. Luminosity has its moments, but I mean, it's champs time. JCap's going to show up. You can't knock the man. The dude has been in the last 3 finals, I'm pretty sure. That's just insane. So I'm going to have Luminosity and Team Vitality. Team Vitality, if you don't remember, they were in the Pro League at the beginning of the year, but after some roster changes and stuff, they didn't make it back, and they picked up Tommy, who was dropped from Splice earlier in the year, which was crazy to me. He was arguably their best player at the time, so they dropped him. Makes a lot of sense. But Team Vitality is led by Tommy, and Tommy is a seasoned veteran that is not going to go down easy. He's not going to lose in pool play. I'm pretty sure they're gonna make it up there with Luminosity, the top 2. And honestly, Vitality could lead this pool. I mean, it would not surprise me at all. Luminosity has not looked great, but I think Luminosity has a good chance to win this pool just because of JCap at champs time, John at champs time. It's going to be crazy. Formal is, I mean, we still haven't seen his full form this year. So hopefully he can get something going and Luminosity can make a nice run. I would love to see that. I have nothing against Formal wanting to leave Optic. They hated each other. What are you going to do? All right, Pool H, the final pool. Optic Gaming, Evil Geniuses are my top 2. It's hard to go against them. Elevate and Supremacy. They just haven't made any noise this year. I just don't see them doing anything again at in Pool H. It's going to be very tough for Elevator Supremacy to do anything. Evil Geniuses has some veterans. They have some great talent. They've made some noise this year. They even got second at Seattle. And Optic, I mean, they have 4 of the best players on this game right now. So it's hard. If they don't make it out of pools, that's going to be incredible to me. and that'll probably be one of the biggest upsets of all time. So, yeah, Optic Gaming is coming back. This is their chance to go back-to-back in World Championships. No team has ever done that. I think Optic has a good chance. I don't know. It depends on how their practice has been these past few weeks. So, yeah, I mean, it comes down to probably Rise, Red, E United, and Optic are probably my top 4. I don't see TK being as dominant as they were in Season 2 playoffs. I think that was just they were really performing on that day, and the other teams were not. I think Rise probably should have won that. And, yeah, so out of those 4 teams, I think that's the best odds of winning the tournament. But, again, like I said earlier today, any team can beat any team at any moment. It's just who's going to show up on the day. And there's 5 days. It's Wednesday through Sunday. You got to show up every day or you're going to get eliminated. But yeah, I'm really rooting for either Optic Gaming or United. I'm not really a fan of Red Reserve or Rise Nation, but I can definitely support United or Optic Gaming, and I think I think they both have good chances to win the tournament. I think that's going to do it for the video, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed. Please drop a like and subscribe, and we will check you guys next time.